Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Ahmad Iqmal. I would like to tell about introduction. A food processor is a kitchen appliance used to facilitate repetitive tasks in the preparation of food. Today, the term almost always refers to an electric motor-driven appliance, although there are some manual devices also referred to as food processor. Then, a meat grinder, also called a meat micer, in the UK is a kitchen appliance for the chopping, micing, and or micing of raw or cooked meat, fish, vegetable, or similar food. It replaces tools like the mincing knife, or for example, which is also used to produce minced meat, filling, etc.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurul Akila binti Muhammad Yusof. My metric number is 33DTM Y9F1064 and I'm from DTM 3B. So today I'm going to tell you what the function of food processor in the food industry. So first, a food processor typically requires little to no liquid during use, unlike the blender, which requires a set amount of liquid in order for the blend to properly blend the food. So food processor are used to blend to mix all the ingredients until mixed well. The next function is chopping, because the main blade of a food processor has S shape and is used for chopping. When you put items in the bowl of the food processor and turn it on, the blade spin around and chop them into a small small pieces. Control the size of the pieces by how long you run the processor with longer time, leading to smaller pieces. Then, food processor can often slice, dice, and even julienne, depending on the model and blade attachment, making them handy for preparing anything and allowing for quicker meal preparation. There have a three type of food processor. First is hand operate. This type is for operate manually and do not require electricity to run by. However, it also limit their function as only so much physical force and effort can be applied by the user. Then, the second is mini food processor. They can be used for rigorous mixing and mashing of food. And lastly is a full-size food processor. A full-size food processor comes with several separate attachments such as different blend for kneading, grating, mixing, cutting, chopping, and also shredding. They are also more durable and can be used for a longer period of time. That's all from me. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, my name is Nur Ain Diroslan. My number is C3DTM 19F061. Okay, so I want to tell about operation of machine. Okay, so I choose food processor. Okay, so the first, assemble the food processor. Okay, secure the plastic bowl, the electric base. Next, slide the blade into place. Wiggle the bowl slightly to be sure that everything is tightened into place. Okay, so next, second, add your recipe ingredient. Okay, some recipes ask you to blend everything at once instead of adding ingredients one at a time. If so, you can add all the ingredients to the processor before closing the lid and turning it on. Okay, so third, process your food. Okay, so first, secure the lid onto the food processor. Most food processor won't run until the lid is firmly in place. Next, begin processing for the food. Most food processors have a pulse button and a run button. This button can be used to chop, blend, and liquefy food. Okay, so fourth, add any additional ingredient. If your food processor has a tube on the lid, you can add the ingredient while the processor is running. Okay, so use the plastic or metal tamper to press food into the processor. Okay, and then fifth, for the lastly is clean your processor. Okay, so make sure after use a food processor, must move the plastic parts and blade into your sink and wash them with soap and water. Use a damp cloth down the electric part, removing any smear of food or liquid. Okay, so that's all for me. Thank you. Assalamualaikum. My name is Nursha Izzati binti Nur Hisam. My metric number is 33DTM 19F1047. Today I will present about function of meat mincer. A meat mincer is a kitchen appliance for fine chopping or mixing of raw or cooked meat, fish, vegetable, and similar food. It replaces tools like the mincing knife, for example, which is also used to produce minced meat and filling. Often used by those who make their own meat ingredient for sausage or meat dishes. Meat mincer are common utensils for mincing a variety of ingredients that may include seasoning desired for personal taste in the foods being prepared.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Aishtul Afina binti Azhar. My number metric is 33DTM19F1060. Today I'm gonna talk about operation of meat mincer in industry. Meat mincer is a small home application for grinding meat and turning it into more or less homogeneous mass. For meat. 1. Self-sharpening knife. Cutting edge of self-sharpening knife is exposed to laser processing. As a result, nothing with reflow remains on the metal surface. Then, the nothing is tempered. This treatment provides non-uniformental hardness and cutting edge. Second, for meat mincer, operation is blade and plates properties. Realized by replacing a standard grating for minced meat to a special pasta attachment after removal of the knife. It provides forming the meat like noodle shape. Then, the minced meat is preloaded into tray. Form of meat depends on hole shape on the meat attachment. And lastly, for operation of meat mincer is additional attachment present. Modern models use a large number of nozzles that are supplied complete or sold separately. Therefore, many manufacturers equip to housing by additional compartment. But such nozzle as graters and juice, of course, do not fit into compartment and require separate storage. Therefore, additional compartment solve the storing problem only partially.
Lastly, for the conclusion, as you look around you, simply machines are everywhere. It is truly unbelievable that this machine were invented millions of years ago. What we see now are many simple machines working together forming complex machine. Complex machine may also use electricity. We are lucky to live in the 21st century in many ways. Just take a look around some of the we are take for good. That's all from me. Thank you.